Yes, yes, yes. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Today, you know what it is. You know what it is, man. You know what it is. I don't need to count. I don't need to lie. I don't need to. I don't even need to give myself an introduction, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yo, man. Today is the 199th episode. Yeah, you liking it? I'm loving this shit. Man, and I'm just excited. I'm just happy, man, because I get to celebrate the biggest show, the biggest episode, the biggest show. I've accomplished my goal. And before this year was up, I accomplished 200 episodes, man. 200 episodes. This has been a wild ride, a wild year, but I'm happy. I'm happy I got here because it took God to wake me up, to wake up that monster in me, that beast, that determination, that relentless. Took him to wake me up and get me out of my rut, get me back and bring me back. And I'm back. And I'm here to make the devil's life miserable. So, with my success, you damn right, I'm here to make the devil's life miserable. And you know what? Hey, it's all good in the hood, man. I got one of my good friends, man, Mr. John Damascus. How's your day, brother?
Every day is an adventure, my friend. Every single one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Thanks for
So,
having me back.
not a problem. You're always welcome. Always welcome,
Thank
bro.
you. And many congratulations on the big milestone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
So
sir.
huge. That's great.
It means the world to me, man. It really does because being the man that I am, this thing is took me far and wide. Took me time and time and time and going forth and fighting for it. You know what I mean? And
But you did it.
yeah,
You did it. And not everybody gets to say that.
yes. Man, look, more to come. More, more, more,
Absolutely.
more, more to come, man. Man, it's more to come. I'm gonna just say that it's more to come, bro. And I'm happy because I was told by so many people that, oh, you're not good enough, or you're just doing it for nothing. Yeah, all of this stuff, man.
Somebody
But you
told
know
me a
what?
long time ago that when somebody tells you that you can't do something, it doesn't mean you can't do it. It means you can't do it with them. You're going to do it without them. And that's exactly what you did.
Thank you, man. It's so surreal, man, because this is something big, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something huge, man. But it's not about me right now. It's not about me right now. It's about you, Mr. Damascus.
Well,
I
thank
brought
you.
you on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to bring you on because we haven't talked in a while, and I wanted to bring you on, and I wanted to give you a chance, to get some more spotlight, man.
Well, thank you, my friend. I do appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, ain't nothing wrong with a little spotlight, a little bit, a little
That's
bit.
right.
Hey, for the people that's watching, for the people that's watching, can y'all share the live for me? I know y'all there. Can y'all share the live for me? Can y'all like and subscribe to the channel? You know, that's all I ask. Hold on. Let me do something real quick.
Sure.
real quick before we jump into this. Oh man. But um but yeah, man. So how was your day? How's everything going?
Well, things have been going pretty well since we last talked. I've put out two new short films that I produced and starred in. Last one, we finished our festival run middle of the year. And that one, we ended up getting into 10 festivals around the world, won 9 awards, which was great. And we just started, we're just two months into the festival run of our new short film, Love Wins. And we have almost matched that in 2 months, what we did in a year last with the last film. So that's great. And we just had a festival over the weekend, and we ended up winning 3 awards at that festival in Sacramento. So that was a good night. We had a good time, and
Huh.
waiting to hear back from 3 festivals right now. We're already semifinalists, waiting to hear back if we won any of those awards. And so, and this again is just 2 months in. We're submitted to almost 60 festivals. The last film, which was called Remember, that one, we were 37 and we ended up getting into 10. So I think that was a pretty good run. And also, again, since I last saw you, I ended up getting brought onto the cast of a upcoming HBO show. It's called
Okay.
oh geez, hold on a second. It's called Shadow Unit, and that we're trying to get our 10 episode run together so we can get that onto the channel. They won't take them until you have 10 full episodes done. So looking forward to that coming to HBO. I'm hoping probably late next year. So
Okay.
yeah, it's been a good year.
You
So
know,
lots going on, and looking forward to producing some more stuff locally. And I've got my team together looking at some other projects, and we've got some scripts we're looking at. And hopefully, we will have at least one in January, if not two short films that we will be finishing up. So that'll be great.
that's right. That's right. That's right. So since we last spoke, man, how many years have you, what I'm saying, honed your craft? You know what I mean?
This will be upcoming my 12th year in acting as a professional actor. I'm a member of SAG-AFTRA. I got back into acting after a very long hiatus. I just decided it was where I needed to be.
I'm
And
gonna let
what's
yeah,
that?
ask Miss Melissa in the comment.
Oh, okay, great. But yeah, so been doing it. This will be, like I said, my 12th year, and very happy with where I'm at. Um, much as we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of people who told me I was wasting my time. A lot of people who said you're never going to get anything done. Nobody's going to cast you. You waited too long. It's not worth your effort. And we've done some great things. And we have some great people locally that I work with, both behind the camera and in front of the camera, and script writers, and we've been very blessed. Very.
Mm, mm. You know, I want to make an announcement, right? Tomorrow is the 200th episode of the In Your Face Show, and I was going to do it today, but to impact, so I wanted to promote it a little bit more. But I would love for you guys. I was told that I'm hell bent on to prove them wrong. Yes, yes. And so the show is going to be airing tomorrow. For all the people that's been on the show, all the people that want to get on the show, all the people that's future going to be on the show, I want you all here, man. I want y'all to come. have fun. Let's have some fun. Do it for me. Do it for me. You know what I'm saying? Do it for me. You don't have to do anything. Just do it for me. You don't have to pay for anything. Just do it for me. Come celebrate with me. You know what I'm saying? Please. But nah, though. Come do it for me. If you can't do it, then it's okay. Not a problem. But anyway, be here, be square. All right. So, Mr. Domestic, yes. Melissa said, I'm hell bent on to prove them wrong. Never too old, never too late.
That's right. There's a role
Hell,
for
like,
everybody out there.
that's right. So, I got a question. So, um, when it comes to your prowess, being a mature, and older man, older guy, you know, being in this business as an older guy, you know what I'm saying? Like being able to run with the youngins, you know what I'm saying? How does it feel to be still in the game?
I've been very lucky with the folks that I've worked with that my age has never really been an issue. I've always been able to roll with people younger than me and never had any issues with that. I quite honestly, most of the people that I end up working with, except for a handful of folks, are younger than me, and they love working with me, which has been great.
Stop it.
It's
Go ahead,
true.
brother. Go ahead.
It's awesome, and I've done stunt work with a couple of projects years ago and happy to do that again. And I've worked with some great stunt coordinators who were half my age at best and was able to roll with them. Granted they're more skilled at it than I am, but it was never an issue. And so I've been very lucky, very blessed.
Awesome, awesome. So doing the stunts that you do or have done, right?
Mhm.
Do those stunts feel like do you feel sore afterwards?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been thrown to the ground. I've been knocked back on crash pads. Done some stage fighting. It's been fun though. Everything that you do is just one more thing you get to check off that bucket list of wow, I did that. I did a pilot years ago that we shot the entire episode in a hot air balloon. I mean,
Oh wow.
who would have thought I would ever do something like that? It's amazing, and you never know what's coming around the corner. It's great. Every single project brings something new.
Oh wow. Awesome. And like I always tell people on the show, man, you never know who's watching.
Mm-hmm.
You never know who's watching. You may even get your next role by the person that's watching that
Yes.
movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that's why I'm eager to get in on in this industry because there's many other doors that can be open for you. Many avenues.
Absolutely.
You
And the
know.
best thing that you can remember is just always say yes, even if you don't think it's something that's a good fit. Somebody thought you were, they wouldn't have asked you. And I ended up not too long ago. I ended up being asked to be in 4 music videos for a punk metal group called Four Stroke Baron, and I'm in 4 of their music videos. And I thought, wow, I've never done anything like that, and I didn't think I'd be a good fit. But boy, it was one of the best experiences. They were the nicest people. Had a blast working with them. Over a weekend, we shot 4 videos, and that led me to my next project. And through that agent, because it was such a great experience working with them, and she got great feedback about me, it was just an easy transition into the next TV show. It was great.
Uh. So being able to be versatile with your roles. You know what I'm saying? What are the roles that you haven't played yet?
Oh, boy, that's a good question. I I haven't played a fireman or I don't think I've played a cop yet. And I figured by now I'd probably get a cop role, and I got close to one and I didn't get it. But I'm hoping some of those, I kind of have the look of the like almost near retirement detective and corrupt politician, mobster. I've played a lot of mobsters, but those tend to be the roles I go for. And one of the things that I really wanted to play was a Catholic priest. I thought that would be a good role for me, just to have in my reel. And then I ended up getting a role for that. And I think I'd like to do that again. I recently just finished a film as a Christian pastor, and so that was a great experience. And hopefully, I'll have more roles like that too.
Mm-hmm. But Melissa says, let's do a stunt role, sir. She says Kathy Bates in Misery. And she,
I would
oh,
love to work with her.
I will need. He said I would need a priest. She said I would need a priest in my upcoming project.
Hey,
Yes,
reach
will.
out.
It's a big project. It's a big, awesome project.
Nice.
Cornerstone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be in it too.
Awesome.
I think it will be awesome. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be, oh my God, it's going to be crazy. I would like to ask you a question.
Okay.
How many years do you feel like you can still go in this acting game?
I had a very good friend, Charlie Holiday was his name. He was considered the godfather of acting in Sacramento, and he had been an actor for years and years and years. And he told me, he says, this is one profession you can do from the day you're born to the day you die. And I was lucky enough to be in one of his last projects. And you can do this forever as long as you have that drive to entertain and to make great content. I mean, I'm happy doing this, even if I'm not in it. I've worked on so many projects as a producer or a writer. I've done so much stuff, and I enjoy every aspect of the business. And so there's always room till the day you die.
Awesome. So, do you feel like you've done everything that you could
God,
do?
no. There's so much more to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many different things waiting for me, and it's just a matter of putting yourself out there and keep pushing yourself, because there will always be people who tell you no. And I was listening to this one interview with Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, and he was saying that if you're not working on something right now, you should be making something to work on. You should be doing your own stuff, put it out there, make your own content. If there's a role you want to play, write it, go play it. And that's really kind of the way I'm doing things. It's, if there's something I really want to play, a story I think needs to be made, I'm not afraid to go out there and write it and get a group together and let's shoot it and put it out there.
Awesome. Because I think that you would, have you ever had to get in shape for a role?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think no matter what role you're looking at, you've got to prepare in some way. So either, you've got to work on an accent, or you've got to work on your weight, you've got to work on muscles, whatever it is. Every role you're going to be working on something. And yeah, I've definitely had roles that I needed to lose weight. I've had roles where I gained some weight. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. So, have you ever lost a role because you couldn't get the lines, or have you always kept your role?
The one that I will never forget is there was a show shooting in San Francisco. It was a network show, and I went through several rounds of auditions, and I was right down to the wire They were ready to offer me the role. I mean, they were asking me my availability dates, what wardrobe I had, everything. And it all came down to, they said, "Oh, and how tall are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm 6'3". And they go, "Oh, 6'3". We need you to be 6'2". So I didn't get
Huh?
the role. Couldn't be
What?
taller than the star. So I didn't get the role because I was too tall.
What?
Yeah, that was not a fun day. But still, it is what it is. No matter where you are, there's always going to be a reason somebody's going to give you for why you can't play something. You're too tall, you're too short, your hair is too dark, your hair's not dark enough. There's always going to be something. One good friend of mine was going for a role and they said, "Oh my God, you're perfect. Everything about you, we love you. Everything's great. You just have to meet the director." And so he went and he met the director, and the director said, "You're white." And he said, "Well, yeah." And he said, "I can't take you. I already have a white guy." He said, "We're doing diverse casting, and I can't take you." He said, "I love you. You're great." He said, "But I can't take you. You're white." He says, "We'll keep your name, and we'll get you in something else, but can't take you." And that was just the way it went. And it's like, okay, you move on. And he ended up working on their next project, which paid far more than that other one did. And he got better reel footage. It was a great role. And, you just kind of got to roll with
Wow. Oh man.
it.
What is the highest a movie can make?
The highest a movie can make?
Yeah, like a series from like series a series. What's the difference between the money that a series make and that a straight shot movie?
Well, if you're doing just like a feature film, that's going to be a one-time payout and you're done. If you're on a series, you're going to be getting paid weekly. And so and depending upon your deal and where it's being run, you can make far more money in television than you can on a feature film, because you don't know how long that series is going to go. It could be 10 years that your character's on there. It could be a day. And if you end up getting into like a soap opera, I was told by somebody, "Oh, you don't want to get onto a soap opera because they're always looking for extras, and you don't want to burn that show." And somebody else was saying, "This is a soap opera. We take our extras, and if they're great and we love having them, we'll keep bringing them back." And so, some people have gotten roles just from being an extra on a soap opera.
You know, man. Oh, damn. I might as well do a series. you know, I always get told, all my actor friends or actors friends always tell me, "You got the look." I'm like, what kind of look I got?
Everybody's got a great look. It just depends on the role they're looking for. And there's, I'm sure, 100 things that you could play. Absolutely. And you never know what the next thing is coming around the corner. It could be just waiting for you.
Yeah, and that's why when I was my friend Kevin Licata, um yeah, Kevin Licata, he was I told the story before, but I don't think people are listening. Kevin Licata, he was like, before the show, we did the show, he tried me out with my acting skills or whatever, and I aced it. He was telling me, he was like, you don't he said, "You don't need acting classes." He said acting classes are for people who wanna like who wanna don't have the talent like that. You know what I mean? Who just want to get into it. You know what I mean? But you
Well,
don't
there's
really need.
always something everybody can work on. I mean, good example is if
Right,
you
right,
you get a show and you have to have an Appalachian accent. You don't have an Appalachian accent, so you got to take classes to do that. So there's
right, right,
always something you can work on.
right, right. No, no, I trust. I understand that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it's weird, right? It's like, because it was like this movie where, like, this scene where he was telling me, he was like, "Mr. Taylor, your wife has been killed in a line of fire on a mission that because it was
Mhm.
a little synopsis of a man and woman who were partners, who were in the same platoon and met each other in the military,
Mhm.
and they, after they got out of the military, became mercenaries.
Okay.
and basically they went on missions together, and in all the way, any way, right? This is spiritual side that plays into it, and he said he told her if you go off on a mission by yourself, and you know what I'm saying, you will die. You know what I'm saying, because I don't have my covering around you. It's just like, okay, if say like for example, godly thing. If we go out of God's umbrella of protection, who knows what can happen? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
correct. Sure.
So a man is supposed to be a woman's covering, a protector. You know, so you know what I'm saying, if you go out of that under umbrella of protection, you're on your own. You know what I'm saying? So
I hear you.
she went on a mission by the enemy. The enemy just basically disguised his voice as like a sergeant or whatever, a mission person to call him on a mission, and
Mhm.
he got her in on a mission by herself, and the husband did not know about this. Husband did not know about this at all. He was like, she said yes to the mission, and she went on a mission. She told him she's going on vacation, and she never came back, and he was looking for her until two police officers came and told him about
Mhm.
how she died. Told him that she died, and I had to play that role of in an emotional way, show emotion in
Oh
in
yeah,
that
absolutely.
little scene, and man, all the things that I went through in my life, it just came rushing, and I was like, I thought about that, and all of a sudden, that I just started acting like the guy that I was supposed to play, and this guy, he's very disgruntled, very aggressive, very intense.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when he did it, when I did it, it was like I could hear this voice say, "Go, go, 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 go! You got it, you got it, you got it!" And I was just like, "What?" But I was more amped up and pissed off and sad.
Hmm.
What role King would not play? I ain't gonna play no woman. I ain't playing a woman. No role I would never play a woman. Hell no. I ain't wearing no dresses, no nothing. Nope. No. What I'm saying is like, well, that role he had me playing, he had me doing is like it turned into an idea that I wanted to do with the movie that I'm doing, and he was telling me it. And God just planted it in my head that you could turn that into a movie.
That's.
So
Mhm.
I'm gonna need your expertise and help, and a couple of all my other actor friends. You know what I'm saying, to help me with that. But yes, it just it helped me to understand, what it takes, because he gave me a nugget. He said that every actor goes through something,
Absolutely.
and the
Everybody
best
does.
yes, the best actors go through something, and they use
Mhm.
that something to act out there to pick to get act. They use that something to get through their roles.
Absolutely.
And when I look at some of the actors that I know, I see a lot of them are very 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 broken individuals when it comes to with their past,
Mhm.
and I could just see it on their faces, but not in a bad way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, everybody's going through something, and we don't know what it is because not everybody shares everything. And you got to respect people for when you don't know them, what they're going through. It may be something you couldn't even imagine. Yeah.
Right, and that's why a lot of the stuff that I see a lot of my actor friends go through, it's like, dude, like, you know, it make me want to get into this business and protect those guys
Hmm.
and be their protector, be there for them, and
Yeah.
because in all reality, I noticed that a lot of some of the actors and actresses are vulnerable
Very.
with a lot of vultures in this
Hmm.
industry, in this business, and how you handle vultures, you shoot them down, you know. They're only birds, you know, and they only come when you're down and out.
Hmm.
You know, all you do is shoot them down and shoot them in ways that they can handle. And I feel like a lot of the people that go through, like I mean, man, like they go through unnecessary stuff, man. All the stories that I heard, man, come
Yeah.
on, dude.
Oh yeah, there's some awful stories out there. Definitely.
Yes, but I wanted to ask you, man, like, what are some of the things that you had to overcome in this business?
Well, as I was saying before, there's a lot of people who will always try to tell you that you can't do something. And the reason why is because they never tried. They'd love to do that. And they just want to bring you down. And I've had that happen multiple times. And you want to surround yourself with people who want to cheer you on and not bring you down. I've been very lucky to have met a great deal of people like that. And there's a lot of people I have cheering for me from the sidelines, and I do the same for them. Um, because there's too many people who don't believe in somebody else's dream. You got to believe in your own, and you got to be able to work. You got to be willing to work for it because nobody's going to give you anything. If you want something to happen, you got to go out there and you got to hustle it up. You got to make sure you're the one doing the work for it. I've before I got back into acting, I had a really bad injury to my back, and I was on my back for a year and a half. I couldn't work, and I got myself back from that. And so when I'm doing stuff that requires some stunt work, I always think about, okay, is this something that I can't do? You don't want to do, over promise stuff you can't do. You want to make sure it's stuff that you can handle and you're not going to get hurt, because obviously safety is the number one thing on set. And I've worked with people who have badmouthed me. I've had people that were very jealous of things that I put myself out there. I did the work for, and they want to glom onto what you're doing. I've had a lot of people over the years who see what you're doing and they want to tag along and they want to make sure that they don't miss out on your success. Well, it's not about them for that particular thing. I'll cheer you on, but you got to make your own stuff happen too. You can't just ride somebody else's wave.
Mm-hmm. Can't just
So
ride
there's a
any.
lot of that sort of stuff.
That's right. You just can't just ride people's coattails. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? Because you don't know where that ride is going.
that's
You
true.
know,
It's very true.
and I learned that stop riding other people's dreams and ride your own, because you never know
Absolutely.
how
There's
far you
only
can
one
go.
you, man. Only you can make your dreams come true.
That's right. That's right. And that's why being a person that makes dreams come true. What I'm saying, I always learn that other people's dreams are connected to yours,
Can be.
and other people's dreams are connected to yours, and they're just waiting for you to blossom so they can blossom together. Because if you notice, if we plant a tree, we plant trees, right, or
Yep.
flowers together. They all bloom at the same time. So if you blossom, all the people that's connected to you, you're
Sure.
the tree. God is the root. God is the root, and you notice how you cannot take a tree off of its roots because the roots is sewn down to the ground,
Right.
right? The root is strong, right? And now you're the tree, but the people that is connected to your dreams, their dreams is they're the branches. Their dreams are the branches. So the more you cut those branches off, the more you cut people's dreams off. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Some
hear you.
people's dreams, You know what I'm saying? And it's like their dreams come true when your dream come true. If you notice, yeah, I know
Yeah,
you
I mean,
notice.
I'm often, helping other people with stuff they want to do. I enjoy helping other actors and doing what I can because I like to see everybody succeed. But I you also have to do the work to get there. You can't sit on the couch and wait for everything to come to you.
Uh huh.
I work for my stuff, and if you want my help, I'm happy to help you, but I do need you to get off the couch and help along with me.
Right, 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 right. And that's what I've noticed. You know, you gotta in the type of businesses that like entertainment, you gotta work extra hard.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
you
extra
can
hard.
tell who's doing the work and who isn't. I mean, I often hear people talk about, oh man, they just need to come up here and find me and see how great I am. Well, that's really not the way that works. You need to go out there and you need to, pump your name out there and meet the people you need to bring you to the next level and treat people with respect. Everybody from the PA on set all the way up to the director. I mean, if you treat people well, good things will happen. And I've seen a lot of people who don't treat people well on set, and it's really sad because I want everybody to succeed, like I said. And when you're working on a movie, that's a project for everybody. You can't make a movie by yourself, and it takes all of those different people to make that happen and make a great project.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you know, who are some of the actors and actresses that you looked up to for guidance to help you get roles and to help you, you know, just just overcome the roles that you had, the bad roles that you had, and to just
Well,
get go through it.
growing up, one of the actors that I always had the most respect for was John Wayne,
Okay.
and just really loved his films and the stories that he told. And I know not everybody loves John Wayne. I understand that, but for me, that was one of the ones I love. I was also a big fan of Walt Disney, and he had all those television shows that he would go on himself and promote, and I loved the way he spoke to people. And the same thing with John Wayne. I felt that they both had a similar way of talking to people that really wanted. They made you want to see them succeed. They really uh, they were putting forth good values, let's say, and that's something that I try to do in films that I work on. I want to create projects that help people to the next level. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So like I'm not starstruck, but I looked up to Eastwood.
There you go.
you
Clint Eastwood,
know,
he's still rocking and rolling, man. He's
yes, he
still
is.
working. Good for him, mostly as a director, but he's still starring in roles.
His son looks just like him, and his son,
Yeah.
wow, looks just like him. I'm like, is that kid? Because he looked like a young Clint Eastwood. You know what I mean? And it's wild, man. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Where are some of the roles that you would never play, you would never take?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you probably my grandma wrong. What are some of the roles that you would never take?
I don't know. I've had offers to work on projects that for whatever reason didn't work out, and sometimes they're very bad people, but um, it's not necessarily a deal breaker. I mean, like I said, I've kind of got to look for like Italian mobster bad guy, and I'm not afraid of bad guy roles. Usually, bad guy roles are the most fun because you got a little more leeway than everybody else because you don't have any rules your character has to follow. You're the bad guy.
Mm.
But I don't know. I think the only project in my life that I have ever said, you know what, I think I need to go my own way, was I was working on an off-Broadway play in New York. I was doing it remotely. I was writing the music for it, and it was based around faith in God, and the way the guy was just talking about people who had faith, I just thought was extremely disrespectful. And so I said, you know what? I think we're going to part ways. I'm going to leave you with all the work that I've done. And if it works out, great. If you don't use it, no problem. But I said, I don't think I'm your guy. I think you need to find somebody else. And that was very unique for me. That's the only time I've ever done that.
Mm. Oh, awesome. You know, like I always often hear the story of, they talk trash about me, they did this, they did that. But why join up with team members like that anyway? Why join up with take roles like that anyway if it's against your, you see what I'm saying? If it's against your.
Well, the way that particular project was described to me was very different than it ended up. And so when I originally got into it, it seemed like this was going to be a positive experience and everybody was treating everybody well. And then as we got further in to the process, it just got extremely disrespectful. And, I try to respect everybody's work and their beliefs. And, when you get nasty about it, I was respectful even on the way out the door. I said, hey, I just don't think I'm your guy. And, I wish you the best. I hope everything works out for you. But yeah, this it's not going to go any farther.
Oh, wow. Have you ever had to get rough with somebody before?
Not off camera. As the role, yeah. I've shot at people in roles. I've thrown people to the ground, thrown them up against the wall. No, I mean, for the most part, everybody has been pretty good with me. One of the things that I've had on my side over my life is I can kind of be a scary guy if you don't know who I am. And my size, I'm 6'3". I'm a big dude. And there's a lot of people over the years who I have walked in, not even realizing they're terrified of me. I was on one set for a film, and I hadn't met the actress yet that I was going to be walking into the scene with. And I basically walk up to her with this mean look on my face and point a gun at her. And so they said, action. I walk right up to this little girl and put a gun in her. I say little girl, she's probably 19, 20. But I scared the hell out of her. And when we cut, this other actress came over. She goes, you need to go talk to her because she's scared to death. And I'm like, oh, I'm a nice guy. I said, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. So,
wow.
Walking in, people tend to be a little nicer to me for the most part because they're a little scared. And that's okay too.
Right. So, you being a big guy like that, you could play like Jason or.
Oh, there's lots I can do. I
Yeah.
haven't done a lot of horror. I've done one or two horror. I just did a horror short this last month that it was more kind of like just a fun horror holiday show.
Right.
It was fun shoot. Had a good time. But yeah, I have a friend who that's all he wants to do is horror movies. He's a bigger guy than I am, and he can be scary, especially on film. And again, one of the nicest people you'd ever meet. His name's Lee Braithwaite, great guy, and that's his thing. horror, horror, horror. And he's got a list of things he wants to have happen. He wants his throat slit on film. He wants to be beheaded. And he's got all these things he wants to do before he gives it up.
Wow. Have you ever, have any of the directors ever came up to you to ask you to be a part of their horror movie?
Not for a horror movie. I have had some. Well, he wasn't the director. I had a couple of producers who asked me to join their film. It was a horror film, and I really wanted to do it because I love both the producers, but they were running a non-union film, and I'm union, so I couldn't do it. And they begged me. They said, "We'll do whatever you need us to do," because they like working with me. I'm a good guy, and I'll do my best for them, and they know that. And unfortunately, we couldn't make it work. They weren't going to be able to run a union show, so it didn't work out. But open to working with them again, and they know that, and hopefully that will happen somewhere down the line.
Awesome, awesome. The one role I would love to play is I would love to play a lead role where I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where, cause look, if I get to play a thug or whatever, a person that's from the hood or whatever, you get that every day. I'm around that all day, every day.
Sure.
I want to play something where that's basically somewhat out of my element. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
I got to play a human trafficker. That was pretty fun. That was a fun role.
Now I wouldn't want to do that. No.
Well, I mean, you got to be the bad guy so the good guy can win, right?
Right. True that.
But yeah, that was a fun one. What else? God, I've done so many different things. I don't know, but that one was definitely fun. I enjoyed that one.
Oh wow. So, what's the difference between SAG actors and regular actors?
Well, as a member of SAG-AFTRA, you can only work on union shoots, and so you make that agreement when you sign up for SAG, and you have to basically work up to becoming a SAG-AFTRA actor. You have to be able to get into a SAG project, or you can work as an extra. I think the rule is still 3 extra projects where SAG will give you a voucher as an extra. It doesn't happen on every one. I got my first voucher on the TV show 13 Reasons Why, and it was shooting locally in the Bay Area. And they were looking for a lot of extras, and I ended up getting in there, and the people liked me, and they just said, "Hey, do you need a voucher?" I'm like, "I'd love one, sure." And so I thought I was going to probably be able to get all 3 of my vouchers from there, but I ended up doing my own project. I shot my first short film that I produced, and I was able to get my card through that.
Wow.
But a lot of the reason why you want to work as a union actor is you're going to get better pay. The benefits that you can get through SAG are fantastic. You're working on kind of like the next level, and the protections that are there to keep you safe. I mean, I've worked on projects that could have gone very badly very quickly if somebody did the wrong thing. And thankfully they didn't, but you wouldn't be able to do that on a SAG project. They are very big about safety from day one. Before you even get on set, they're worried about, okay, what's the safest way we can do this, keep everybody in a good place. And knowing that going into a project makes you feel good. On a SAG project, that they're going to have insurance. So if something goes wrong, you get hurt, there's going to be somebody there who's going to be able to take care of you, if you get rushed to the hospital or something like that. And on a lot of non-union, I won't say everyone, but on a lot of non-union projects, you don't have that. And of course, residuals are nice too. So if you get onto a show, you're not getting a check for $100 and it's like, see ya. If this thing goes into syndication, you're going to be getting residuals from that show every time somebody shows it. So that's a nice thing too.
What is residuals?
Basically, after the movie's been made, you've been paid, everything's done. Let's say you were on a TV show and now that TV show goes into syndication. Okay, so 50 stations buy that episode. You're going to get paid a little bit from all of those stations that bought the show for so many years afterwards. You're still going to be getting money from that episode.
Wow.
Where if you're a non-union show, you got paid your $100 and you're done. There's nothing else. I mean, you can get into like a union commercial and you sign up and it's a $25,000 commercial. And they're going to say, well, this is going to be for 1 year. And then at the end of that year, if we decide to run it again, we're going to give you another $25,000. And you don't have to do anything. You just pick up the check. Whereas, I remember early on, I did a commercial for a local car dealer. It was like, here's a check, $75, go over there, do this, and never going to see you again. And they don't have to pay you a dime. And they ran that commercial for good 7 years, I think, after I did it. And, I never saw another dime than the check they gave me that day. But, I was non-union at the time. Now I'm union. That wouldn't happen.
Wow. Damn.
And a lot of people believe that it's really hard or it's really expensive to run a union project, and it's really not. There's a lot of misconceptions about running union projects and working with union talent. And if you really spend the time and learn about it, it's really not hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I've done, in fact, in this last year, I think I turned 3 or 4 projects union because they really wanted to work with me. And so originally they were non-union projects. And I said, hey, this is a short film. You're under this amount of money. You've got a low budget. Would you be opposed to running this as a SAG project? It'll take me 5 minutes to help you do the paperwork. And they said, sure, we'll do it. And we were able to turn those SAG. So it was really a great experience.
Wow. So dealing with SAG, right? Are y'all able to get like investment seed money for your movie?
I have not done that personally, but there's a lot of people who are running SAG projects that they go out and they get investors in their project. Sure, absolutely. I know some producers who do that.
Wow. I would love to talk to a producer. I would love to talk to a producer. Pick out their brain.
There's people out there who are hustling up money from investors. There's also grants that you can get. I know in the Sacramento area right now, they have a $50,000 grant for film in the city of Sacramento. And I know there's more than one city that are doing that. There's a lot of money out there that if you run your project in their area, there are enticements to do that. I know that San Francisco has one. We were just talking about it at a meeting, and I've heard that Toronto has it. And I want to say Portland, Oregon had it. They had 3 TV shows going on in Oregon for a while. And I believe a lot of that was due to programs that Portland had. And I don't know if those have run out or if they're still going.
Wow. So I got a question.
Okay.
If you did a biopic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you did a biopic, would there say for example, and you lived in your house that you lived in now, can't they remodel your house like a set, the same set, basically really remodel it the same way?
Yeah, I can't see why they wouldn't if it's something that they wanted very much. I mean, there's lots of people who build their sets. I was talking to somebody the other day at a location because I've got an idea for a script, and I was looking at some of the the rooms in their building. I said, you've got this one set that looks like it's 1880s. And I said, how often do you change this out? And she said, well, why? I said, well, I've got a project. I'm looking at, basing it in the 70s. And she goes, ooh, 70s sounds good. She goes, yeah, we could make a set for the 70s. And, you make what you need. I mean, there was a guy I knew that had a whole space shuttle built in his garage. And so you walked in, you'd think you were on a space shuttle. And
Wow.
yeah, when he was done, he was trying to get rid of it. And I had no room. I would have loved to have taken that set. Because
Wow.
you never know what comes up, and you end up doing a sci-fi show, and oh yeah, I got a space shuttle set. Let's do that. Pull it out of the
Wow.
garage.
Wow. And like, do you feel that where do you feel the Hollywood from back then to Hollywood now? Where do you think
Well,
how
it's always changing, and a lot of it is changing due to technology. When I was a kid, I mean, we had a few channels, and now you've got hundreds of channels out there looking for content, and a lot of people are deciding to go out on their own and do their own content, which I mean, I do the same thing. I'm making my own short films. I have scripts for myself and my friends in the industry, and I've got other friends who are promoting their own projects that they have that they will bring me into. And you can't sit and wait for a studio. It's great when they find you. I know myself, I got a call from my agent one day and they said, hey, some director down in LA wants to hire you for film. I'm like, well, who is it? And he gave me his name, and I'd never heard of the guy. He says, well, give him a call because he wants to work with you and he doesn't want anybody else. I'm like, well, that's fantastic. And so, yeah, you never know where projects are going to come from. With the amount of people that I know, I mean, you can go on to Netflix or Hulu or Paramount Plus or any of those. All those stations are competing with everything else out on TV. They all need content. And it's amazing how much easier it has gotten. You can shoot a movie on an iPhone. In fact, one of my next shorts, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it all on an iPhone. And they have film festivals just for projects that are shot on iPhones. You got to go out there and experiment, try something new. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe it's something amazing and somebody wants to pick up your stuff and put it on their channel. I've got stuff right now that we've got some contracts we're looking at to put our shows on their channels. And, there's no end to places you can go. Amazon is taking content. Netflix is taking content, Hulu. There's a lot of smaller channels like Tubi, things like that. There's always a place that you can find looking for something to put on their channel, especially if it's something different.
wow, that's a good bit. Yeah, we got some comments coming in.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna read it from top down. Okay. I asked you what roles that you would never play. Melissa said, when you said what you said, Melissa said, no sex roles and no using God's name in vain. Bad guys are a blast.
I don't do nudity. That's the one thing I don't do. I haven't done that. But yeah, I'd say that's probably my one rule. I just don't do nudity. And a lot of it is because, I've got kids and, I wouldn't want to do something that I wouldn't let my kids watch.
True that. You got little ones, huh?
Well, not so little anymore.
Right. Oh man. So he said, "Don't audition for HBO." There, Melissa. Just saying. Audition. Oh, Philip, that is true. I don't even have that. Grab by the throat, give me the role. Yeah, and she was like, That is true. That, that's acting. That's why I'm scared. Melissa said, well, Philip said that's acting. Melissa said that's why I'm scared to go SAG.
Well,
Philip said, but
everybody, when it comes to whether or not you should join, it's going to be different for everybody. There are some people who, they need to wait. They're not ready yet. I've had that conversation with a lot of actors. There's a lot of non-union content out there right now. And so, it's a hard decision to make. For me, I wanted to work on SAG projects. And so I went ahead and I made the decision, but that was back in 2017. I joined SAG-AFTRA. And, it's I had some conversations with people who were eligible the same time that I was, and I cautioned them against it. It's not for everybody, but when you're ready to go to that next level, that's where you go.
mm, mm, mm. So, question: what are the biggest roles you've ever had?
Biggest roles I've ever had. Played the head doctor at a hospital in a drama series. I played, what else? I did a homeless man in another shoot. I played a human trafficker, like I was talking about in a film called Finn and Marco. Really enjoyed that. Then I played a political consultant on a series that originally I was brought in. I was just going to have a small role, and the lead dropped out, and I became the lead of the show. And he was very methodical. It was a great role, and unfortunately, the series didn't get picked up. I would have loved for that to happen.
Mm, mm, mm. So, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever play in comic book roles?
Absolutely, I'd love to do that.
Mm, 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 mm. Are you? Who are some of your favorite, you know, roles that you dreamed of playing?
Oh, geez. When I was a kid, I was a big Star Wars fan. And so, I wanted to grow up and be Luke Skywalker. And then when I did grow up, I wanted to be Han Solo. I would love to work on a Star Wars series. I'd love that. That's one of the goals. I mean, my three big ones are I'd like to work on a Star Wars show. I'd like to work on a Star Trek show. And I'd love to be in a Sherlock Holmes series. I've always been a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. And yeah, I'd say that one's probably on my bucket list.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, because I was always thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many years have you been thinking on this comic book role?
Well, I didn't grow up collecting comic books, but I always loved superheroes. I was a big Batman guy. Um, I had more friends. More of my friends were into Marvel than DC, but Batman was always my character and my superhero. And boy, Batman would be a big one for me too. I've been into Batman since I was a little kid.
Hmm. hmm. I have an idea. I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Um. Also, where do you feel? You know, where do you feel like you fit in? You know, the industry. Where do you feel like you've do you feel like you've accomplished all of the things that you've accomplished?
I feel that there's a lot more for me to do. I really am moving towards New York. I haven't worked on any of the New York shows. I'd love to work on like a Blue Bloods. I know Blue Bloods is ending, but something like that. A lot of the procedural shows I'd like to do, and they have some in LA as well. But they tend to be more New York based, and I'd love to work on some shows back there. I'm looking for some representation in New York right now. I've spoken to some folks, but I haven't gotten into anything into any contracts with anybody yet. But yeah, I'm definitely looking that direction.
Mm, 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 mm. You know, I have a couple of roles that I'm working on,
Okay.
characters I'm working on, and I'm working on a series, a TV series, right?
Okay.
And the TV series is like 20 episodes long. It's going to be 20 episodes long, and I want to be able to bring this thing to life, right?
Hmm. Okay.
But I want to start the animation first, the animation project first.
Okay.
You know, what I want to do is turn this thing into an animation thing, but it doesn't
I
have
think
to
you and I
be.
have talked about this one before. I'm
Yeah,
almost
yeah, yeah, yeah.
positive. Yeah.
Almost very positive, you know. um, I'm thinking about taking it. I'm working on doing some big things with it. I want to be able to. We'll talk. Matter of fact, we'll talk after the show. After the show. After the
Yeah, sure.
show. Hey guys, I wanted to let y'all know something, man. I just want to let y'all know, man. I have hit my goal of a 200 episodes of the In Your Face show. It just hit me, and wow, I surprised myself this year, man. Shit. I,
It's a big deal. That's awesome.
oh man, I'm sorry. I'm kind of choked up. Oh, wow, 200 episodes, guys. 200 episodes, and all you guys got to see it. Y'all are seeing a baby being birthed right now as we speak, and he's still got more life to give, more
Absolutely.
episodes to take. And I'm so excited and happy, and I feel good because I don't know what I don't know, but I do know that this is a wild ride, guys. Wild, the wildest ride I ever took. Um, we'll just celebrate tomorrow. We just have to
There
wait
you
till
go.
tomorrow. Um, I'm excited. I'm happy. Um, let me take us out of here, man. I'm probably all choked up over here. Start crying. Ugh. All right. Thank y'all for watching. It's been the 190th episode, and I'm thankful and I'm proud to say that I've hit 200 episodes of the In Your Face show, and with Mr. my guy, Mr. John Damascus. We out.